In the first wave of promotional images for Marshals Season 1, there's one detail that fans immediately locked onto. Kayce is still wearing his wedding ring. It's not flashy. It's not highlighted in dialogue. But in a franchise like Yellowstone, small visual choices are rarely accidental. So, why does it matter so much? Because Kayce Dutton's marriage to Monica has always represented the emotional core of his character. While the Dutton legacy is built on land, power, and control, Kayce's relationship with Monica symbolized something different: escape, balance, and the possibility of a quieter life. Through all the chaos, their bond grounded him. Even when they struggled, even when trauma pushed them apart, Monica wasn't just his wife. She was his anchor. Seeing Kayce still wearing his wedding ring in Marshall's images suggests something significant. Whatever distance exists between them, it likely isn't final. If Monica had died, the tone around Kayce would probably feel heavier, more openly grief-driven. The marketing images, however, present him as focused and burdened, but not shattered. The ring subtly signals continuity rather than closure. It tells us that Monica is still part of his world, even if she's not physically present in every frame. It also reinforces something consistent about Kayce: loyalty. Of all the Dutton siblings, Kayce has always been the most emotionally sincere. He doesn't play strategic games like Beth. He doesn't chase validation like Jamie. His decisions, even when violent or morally complicated, are rooted in protection and love. Wearing his wedding ring in this new chapter suggests that loyalty still defines him. No matter where his career takes him, no matter how far he steps from the ranch, he hasn't let go of the commitment he made. There's another layer to consider: identity. In Marshals, Kayce is operating in a new professional space. He's not just John Dutton's son anymore. He's functioning under a different system, a different badge. In that kind of transition, symbols matter. The ring becomes a quiet reminder of who he is beyond the job. It grounds him in something personal while everything else shifts around him. It may also hint at emotional tension rather than stability. Wearing the ring doesn't automatically mean the marriage is perfect. In fact, it could suggest the opposite. Kayce might be holding onto it because he's trying to preserve something fragile. Their relationship has endured trauma, loss, and philosophical differences about violence and legacy. Monica often struggled with the world Kayce came from. If he's still wearing the ring, it might reflect hope or even guilt. Kayce has always been haunted by the consequences of his choices. If Monica needed distance from the danger surrounding him, the ring could represent his promise to do better. It could be a silent reminder of the life he's trying to protect, even from himself. There's also a storytelling advantage to this choice. By showing the ring in promotional material, the series keeps fans invested in the relationship without giving away plot details. It sparks questions instead of answers. Is Monica off-screen temporarily? Are they navigating long-distance strain? Is their marriage being tested again? The ambiguity works in the show's favor. What's especially important is that Kayce isn't a character who would wear something symbolic casually. He's not sentimental in a performative way. If the ring is on his finger, it means something. It suggests he hasn't emotionally detached. It signals commitment, even if circumstances are complicated. In a franchise obsessed with legacy, Kayce's wedding ring might represent a different kind of inheritance. The Dutton name carries power and conflict, but his marriage represents choice. It represents the life he actively chose, not the one he was born into. So, why does Kayce wear his wedding ring in new Marshals images? Because it tells us that, despite the new badge, the new setting, and the inevitable new conflicts, he hasn't abandoned the most personal part of his identity. Whether that leads to reconciliation, renewed strain, or a deeper exploration of his marriage remains to be seen. But one thing is clear: Kayce isn't moving forward alone in spirit. And that small band of metal says more about his emotional state than any dramatic line of dialogue ever could.